Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Brie. Today's video, you may notice something different, and that is that I have changed my channel name. So I wanted to make this video to give a little channel update and a little life update. So I'm going to start with the channel update at the beginning, and if you're uninterested in the life update, then you can just leave off when we get to that point. So I'm going to do timestamps down below, but just talk about where I've been, what my plans are for the channel, why I changed my name, things like that. So for a little bit, I've been playing with the idea of changing my channel name. Actually, when I first made my channel name, it was Brandywine Studios, and I very quickly changed that to Brandywine Books, but I really didn't have a whole lot within that I really loved. I had originally chosen that channel name because it is a place in the Lord of the Rings, which Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite movies of all time, series of movies of all time, and I wanted something that represented books within it, but over time, it really doesn't have a very strong meaning to me, and I wanted to find something that meant more to me and also didn't wrap me so hard into making book content. So I changed it to Brie Unbound, which still gives a nod to books, but allows me to feel like I can make other videos as well. Okay, so I think first I want to start by saying if there's videos that you would like to see from me, I would love to make videos that you're interested in. If you could just leave a comment down below and tell me what kind of videos you like to watch or you want to see from me, I would love to make those. So yeah, just leave them down below. I would love your input, and if there's things in here that you have ideas about that I'm talking about, because some of this is not fully fleshed out in my head, I would love to hear your ideas. So that being said, I think we should start with what I don't want to be making, what I do want to be making going forward. Reading vlogs, let's start there. I know that they're not the most popular on my channel anyway, so I don't know if this will fully affect a lot of people watching, but I feel like I won't be making reading vlogs very much going forward. Or if I do, they're going to look very different. So I have a hard time now, ever since I started working my full-time job, making reading vlogs has been very difficult. And when we get into the life portion, I think it'll make sense. But at the time, I didn't really understand why I was struggling so hard to make reading vlogs. And I know that it's a lot of time for me to be on camera during the week. And I know that when I'm at work, when I come home, I don't really want to be recording. So I think that going forward, I won't be making reading vlogs, at least not like day in the life, not every update as I go kind of thing. I would make more of a reading vlog type where it's like a theme of, say I'm reviewing vampire books, and I would actually sit down here and talk to you halfway through the book. And then at the end, I give my final thoughts. But I don't think I would make reading vlogs that are more like lifestyle, because I just think it doesn't work for the way that I live my life. So reading vlogs, unfortunately, for the time being, are probably going to go away. And then if I feel I can bring them back in a different capacity, then I will. But for the time being, I'm not going to hold myself to doing reading vlogs. But I do want to find a way that I can review books for you, and maybe that is a sit down every other week where I talk about what I've been reading so that I can give you more in-depth, because that brings me to my reading wrap-ups. I don't want to review books that I don't really have a lot to say. Sometimes I read like the 12th book in a historical mystery series and I don't have a lot to say about it. So I think what I want to do for that is just hold up books and say, these are the books that I read, but I don't have a lot to say. Here's my rating for it, and kind of move on. So that I'm not feeling like I have to review books that I have nothing to say about, but that I'm actually giving you reviews that I think are more impactful. But do you want them to be halfway through the month? So do 2 kind of wrap-ups so that I can give more in-depth, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a little long-winded. And so doing 1 at the end of the month, when I read sometimes like 10 books a month, gets very lengthy. And I don't think that most of you want to listen to like a 45-minute reading wrap-up. So maybe if I broke it up into 2 and do like, kind of like, I've seen Bethany from Bookish Bethany do like a mid-month wrap-up. Maybe if I do something like that, could help to give more in-depth reviews, because I'm not doing reading vlogs. So those are my ideas for that. But I think going forward, I would like to make videos that are more like this, chatty, but we maybe talk through some recommendations. Maybe I do some like bookshelf reorganization videos. I will do maybe like come book shopping with me when I make my indie book shopping blog. Words are hard. My indie book shopping vlog. I really do like that. And that only takes a day or 2 out of my time on my weekend to do. So I could do something like that. And I think I could make that work. I'm on a small time span and we have like going to the bookstore. Like I think I could do that. So maybe come book shopping with me would be a possibility. So I want to do a mixture of like book recommendations and then like just fun bookish content. Yeah, like just different sit down type videos is what I'm thinking. I have kind of a list, maybe going through some of like my favorites in different genres. I could talk about that. I could do just like regular recommendations for certain types of books so that you can find different books. I could do though, you know, if you like this, read this kind of thing, or very hyper specific book recs. So any of that I'm really open to. I want to provide something that gives you books to read and like provide something for you. And I also want to do things that bring me joy, and so far the reading vlogs haven't, and certain videos just haven't brought me joy. But because I changed my name so that I don't have to just do books, I really am into like cozy gaming and cozy hobbies. And not that I want to become like a cozy hobby channel or anything like that, but if I want to do streaming of Coral Island, for example, I've been playing a lot of. Like, I would like to open my channel to being able to do some of those things and bringing that more in. And if I have, you know, some things I've been really into, for example, I have literally like a puzzle sitting here. If I want to talk about those things, then maybe I can do videos where I talk about like my favorite games of the season, things like that, that I can bring into the channel and hopefully incorporate more of my interests than just reading, because I do love reading. But I have more interests than just reading, and I would love to talk to you about them, and I would love to expand what we're talking about, because I feel like when I brought up like cozy games and stuff, I have gotten a good response from people. So I just like, I know that I'm also into that, and I would love to share with you. Yeah, and I would love to hear like games you're playing and things like that. And I really love chatting in the comments. So every time people leave a comment, I love chatting with you guys. There's some of you that leave comments all the time, and I really love like seeing the same faces in the comments and chatting with you. Like, it's really one of my favorite things, and something I've really missed. So I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can provide value to you and then also fun for me. So yeah, hope that makes sense. I think let's move on to the life stuff. And while it will add context into why my channel is changing, I think that you don't have to stay and watch this if you don't want to listen to me talk about life things. Because sometimes I know you're just here for the books. Sometimes you might want to know more about me, and I totally understand either one. Life things. This is a little difficult for me, which is also why I kind of put it to the end so that people who don't want to watch don't have to watch. But I'm not very good at talking about myself and my personal life, and I don't think I'll become someone who overly shares. I do also want to add more about myself and my life into the videos for you, because I do know I always love hearing about other people's life when I'm watching their videos and people I really enjoy. Like, I like that feeling of community and learning about a person. I think it's fun. But that being said, I'm not a big sharer in my real life and in my online life. I found that I find it really uncomfortable to share. So I recently, as in April, which is around the time I stopped making videos, I actually went in for an appointment that I had scheduled for a few months out. I had probably scheduled this in January, so it had been a while. Like, I knew it was coming, but I scheduled an appointment to get assessed by a psychologist for autism, but also it encompasses like everything. Like, they kind of screen for everything, but my therapist had suggested I go, and she suggested I look into autism, and if I wanted to seek a diagnosis that I should. So she really encouraged me, and I did end up going. And in April I went and I got assessed, and he basically ended the session, because I was really nervous, saying that it was likely going to be an autism diagnosis, but he couldn't let me know for sure until I got the results. And the results ended up taking until mid-July to come in. And yeah, I'm autistic. Your girl's autistic. They have different levels now, which I'm not really sure how I feel about the levels, but they essentially are like supposed to mean like different levels of support. So level 1 meaning needing less obvious support, and level 3 meaning needing more support, like sometimes full-time care. And I was diagnosed level 1 autistic, and I feel good about it. I feel like I've struggled with how to share about this, because I feel like I've really come to accept that identity about myself, and I don't feel any different about it. Like, I feel like I finally makes answers for me, gives me a lot of answers, and makes me understand and recontextualize like my childhood and the things I've struggled with. So it's been very healing and helpful for me. But in terms of like sharing online, sharing with people, I don't really know how or what I want to share. I want to be able to review books and talk about books because I am reading like nonfictions about autism. I want to be able to share those and share it from my perspective and be open and honest about that perspective, but I don't necessarily want everything to become about my channel about autism. And I felt like if I do talk about this online, that I then have to become like the, what do you call it? The like spokesperson for autism, and that's not something that I want to do. I have my perspective on what life is like, but there are so many other perspectives out there, and there's also so many great creators out there that talk about their experience with autism, that talk about the science behind it, all these different things, like so many topics that I really feel like you can find more out about it, and there are so many people just doing great work that I don't really need to add my perspective to it. I want to add my personal perspective through like my reading lens and things like that, and also so that I'm showing up as my authentic self, because that is something I've struggled with on this channel, is trying to be myself but not knowing how to do that. And a lot of therapy is helping me to, like, what we call in the autistic community, unmask. I've been starting to realize like how much I did mask even online, where I was joining so that I can make friends like me, and I just tried to so hard be like everybody else, and it's very hard to be like everybody else when the internet is full of thousands of millions of people, so it's impossible to be like everyone else. So going forward, I hope that this channel is more representative of myself and my reading tastes and my opinions, and just realizing, not that I ever like intentionally lied or anything like that, just more that I was afraid to show true Brie, and that is something that maybe I will save for another video. But I'm just hoping that essentially I can be more myself and come here with my authentic self forward. I hope I'm explaining that right, because I really don't want people to think that I've been like lying about myself. It's just there have been so many things that I didn't even know about myself until recently. I just realized like how much I'm trying to fit in, and now I'm trying to learn how to just be me. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that you are nice to me in the comments. Anyway, so that is the biggest news. And then I've been having some family stuff come up where one of my family members who's really close to me has a cancer diagnosis, and while it's not terminal, it is pancreatic cancer, so it does tend to come back, and just trying to be there for them and you know, go through this is a very big learning curve, I think, for me. And also, as a chronically ill person, this is also something I don't talk about online a lot, but is a big part of my life, is that I want to be there for them while they're going through the cycle that is the mental toll that chronic illness takes on you. And so I've been trying to be there for them, and yeah, just spend time with them while I can. And not that, again, it's not a terminal diagnosis, but I want to make the most of the time and make them know that I care very much. So I was taking some time away. We're about 3 months into treatment now, so of a 6-month treatment. So, you know, by Christmas time we should be done, and hopefully everything's all good. But I needed some like break for the summer to just be with family, and also, you know, get the autism diagnosis and work through that mentally. So hopefully I'm here, and it's also why I wanted to change up my videos a little bit to feel more like myself and get rid of things that I don't really want to be making anymore, is in an effort to unmask more. And I hope this all makes sense. But I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope that you'll stick around. I'm really excited for this new chapter, and I really appreciate you watching and all the times you leave just like such kind comments down below. I love chatting with you, and I love the little community we've been building here, and I hope I can be back in a consistent way. If I miss an upload here or there, it's just because I am trying my hardest and sometimes I just can't upload, but I hope to be more consistent, hopefully a once-a-week videos going forward, and I hope that I can just provide something that is of value to you. So I thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.